Curious what it is.
It's right here.
And we
Right here.
are live. Oh, wow.
What's up,
So for
guys?
those of you watching on after it's been recorded, there are some exciting offerings tonight, I think, from Jake and RJ. But welcome back, everybody. It's been a few weeks, I think, since we did one where all of us were on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had a chance to see what I did the night before Thanksgiving, but it was only people who watched it were people who watched it after the fact. No one was in the room as I was doing it. I don't quite have the pull of Mike Moynihan yet at this point. So,
What else is going on?
Not much. I'm actually a little bit on a hiatus on purchasing at this point. And I'll kind of explain a little bit why, I suppose, as we kind of start moving towards our topic at this point. But
yeah,
how have you guys been since we had a chance to talk last?
We've been busy.
We just started a 64 tops.
Yeah, we got a 350 cards raw partial set. So we started that. We got it at a good price.
Very nice.
Bought a nice binder.
So I got my, want to tell them?
Which one?
The medal.
Oh, yeah, good.
So
So my aunt and uncle came over one day and they brought a whole box of their 80s and 90s stuff that they collected. They live in Staten Island and they're Yankee fans and Met fans. They're both. So it had all daily news, newspapers, and all this memorabilia from daily news. And he said, "Oh, can I take it upstairs?" I said, "Yeah, take it upstairs. Take it to your room. Go over it." So he came running down. He said, "Dad, this card fell out of the newspaper. It was a 64 Mickey, and we just got it.
Wow.
The grade just came back at 2.5 from SGC."
Oh, congratulations! That's a find that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
And
I got excited just finding $10 one time walking back from baseball practice. When I was
I
didn't find a Mickey Mantle.
We got my grandpa's card graded and it came back a 1. So mine's a 2 and it.
So now we got 2 64 mantles that are from the family.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
The cards that were in my family got thrown out by my grandmother. So that's what a story my dad has, but he was a kid in the 50s, so he would have had cards probably mid 50s, probably the stuff we probably really love at this point now. But all that stuff got tossed at some point. And he wasn't a huge card collector, so I don't know how much he would have had. He traded like everything for Cardinals, so probably had a lot of Enos Slaughters and maybe some Mutuals in there. I don't know, but it was during the period where they didn't make a lot of Mutual cards, so I don't know how many he would have had. And like probably read Shane Beast and probably gave away like Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, people like that to get the Cardinals. Not thinking they'd be worth really anything, 50 years later, now 70 years later at this point. But I think that's kind of a cool segue, I guess, into a little bit of the topic tonight, even though I think we have other things probably want to kind of talk about. But, I think the thing I was kind of thinking about when I thought about the topic is I was kind of reflecting on the time that I've been on YouTube. It's like now 18 months. I think I've had a channel now, actually getting closer to 2 years in February. And I was trying to really think about like, how's my collecting kind of changed since I started being a content creator and started really kind of watching the content of others, which made me kind of reflect on like, how would I even become a collector to begin with? So I think that's kind of an interesting place to kind of revisit, because I don't think I've really kind of shared that as much on previous things I've done up to this point and stuff, and now on live streams. But thinking back to your childhood, RJ, Jake, I think I probably have a good idea how you got into cards, but you can share yours too. When did it start for you? Like, and how did you come back into collecting? Maybe you always did it at this point.
I was probably around Jake's age, maybe a little bit older. I think 87 tops was the first packs I started to open.
You want to show them? You want to show them the box you have?
Yeah, we'll show them in a minute. But yeah, I had a paper route. It was that kind of thing. So I would always pass the bagel store, and then they had the card store, which is still there. I did a video on that. We went back there, and it's still there 35 years later, which is different location, but same town, which is amazing that he's been open for that long. It's called America's Pastime, and it's straight vintage. card shop.
Oh wow,
Check out
that's
that
like
video.
my kind of thing to see.
Vintage. Yeah.
I
So,
thought
but
there's
yeah,
so
I
many
remember
card shops now, and you're like the vintage cards is like one little row in a
oh my
case,
God,
and
this guy's got
yeah.
unbelievable. And he's at every major card show. The National, Philly. He only does major card shows.
So you liked 87 was the first year.
87 tops. My favorite was probably the Pro Set football. That was probably my favorite opening. I love that. And then like this, I just
came
got
out in like 89.
89.
I got a story
89.
for you actually about that. So yeah, you show what you got first. Yeah.
If I can find it, I don't even know where it is actually.
Yeah.
I just picked up a graded. I think it was a 1990 Silver Surfer. So like Marvel, like I remember opening those. Those are some of my favorites too.
You're good.
Yeah. No. Leave that.
Oh.
The Pro Set was pretty cool. You know, it was just as cool as the score, but it was easily able to be found in 89. Yeah. So those were cards that, you know, were able to be purchased, whereas sometimes Score, where I was at, you couldn't really find it on the shelves to Score footballs. Even though we knew at that point it was a little bit more scarce and a little bit more valuable, we just couldn't find it at the places we would go buy cards. So it was like the football, and then we'd find Pro Set. My dad briefly got back into collecting at that point, and I had forgotten that he like had finished the Pro Sets for like 80, 90, 90. And he just recently moved. So he was like, hey, do you want these? I'm like, yeah. So I'll take those and kind of put it in my collection. Let me grab one right now as we're kind of reflected on it. I'll just kind of show it to you. It's pretty cool, actually.
Where's that Silver Surfer?
So you saw me wearing shorts now. It's actually pretty warm in Chicago right now. So it's still short weather.
So like I would like take out like all these and I'll just go through the whole box.
Here's like all the 89 Pro Set cards.
My favorite was the one like Joe Montana with the portrait, where they would draw the fake portrait, you know, like a portrait rendition of him, like the big thing on the card.
My dad even wrote Pro Set to get some of the short prints at that point. So I got copies of the letters he got from NFL Pro Set back and forth, and like, here's the short prints, Mr. Sandy. I'm sorry that you know, we couldn't provide this card for you, but here's some free packs of cards and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't realize he was like that into it, because he's got like every card for the 89 set except for the Santa Claus. We don't know the Santa Claus card, but we do have it for 90. So those are the 2 years I had, but those are good memories of my dad, because he started picking those up when we went to the National in 89 here in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
He started buying cards for that set. He's like, those look really cool. So I'm going to start collecting too. Since you collect baseball, I want to collect something.
Can you remember anybody that was signing autographs back then in 89?
Not at all. Not at all. Hey, Orlando. As he's in the chat here.
Coming out. What's up, Orlando?
Thought it might be fun for anybody who wanted to jump on. I just kind of put the link to kind of jump on if anybody would like to. So we're happy to kind of talk about it. So 87 was the year you kind of got into it. Did you have like a favorite player or a favorite team you were kind of collecting at that point? Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, and my father is still a huge Yankees fan. So it was always Don Mattingly. That's not close. Go close that. Don Mattingly, Winfield, stuff like that.
Yeah, Winfield was a great player. And Donnie Baseball, and then Bo Jackson you kind of mentioned. Did you have a favorite set when you were a kid of what you were kind of collecting? Or were you putting together sets, or were you just a
when the Upper Deck came out, I was just, you know, I guess enamored by the Upper Deck and the glossiness and the fancy and a little bit more money. You know, it was just different than what was usually out. So I'd say probably the Upper Deck you always chased.
I think we all got seduced into that if you were a kid at that point.
Yeah.
That and for me it was 90 Skybox basketball. That was one that kind of got me sucked in, and they made so much of it anyway. Nothing scarce there, but I remember being so thrilled of getting a wax box for my birthday, and you know, getting like 4 Michael Jordan cards in there or something like that. So even though they weren't super scarce, but I thought they looked kind of cool at the time. The first pack I got, I remember this actually. So I was already playing. I don't think I was on T-ball anymore at this point. I think this was the first year I had to do live pitching, and I was a terrible baseball player, even though I loved everything about it. Not great hand-eye coordination, and my aim wasn't great at that age either when I was throwing the ball. So that kind of threw me in the outfield. Hopefully, I didn't make too many mistakes out there.
Yeah.
I got better. I actually became a pretty good outfielder over time, but never really got the hitting down because of like my hand-eye coordination. But anyway, so I was playing baseball, and I kind of enjoyed playing baseball, and was watching a little bit of baseball too at that time on TV with my dad. And he introduced cards to me after we got my haircut at a barbershop that was next to a 7-Eleven at that time. And the barbershop was actually the barber ended up being actually the mayor of our town for many, many years. For a long time. I don't know if he still is or not, but there's a lot of places like named after him because he was there for decades as a mayor. But anyway, so a couple of storefronts down, we went into 7-Eleven and I asked my dad for a Slurp, and he's like, "Hey, you ever want to like do baseball cards? I used to do these a lot as a kid. They're kind of fun." I'm like, "I don't know really kind of what they are, but sure." And he bought me a cello pack of 86 tops.
Oh, nice.
And at that point, I was watching a little bit, but we watched when the Cardinals were on, which we didn't get obviously unless they were playing the Cubs or they're a national broadcast where we are up here in Chicago. So I was able to watch the Cardinals, and it was kind of like Cardinal fan. And I got a pack, and Pedro Guerrero was in there, and I think he was still in a Dodgers uniform in 86 tops, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong, but I think 87 or 86. It might have been the year that the Cardinals acquired him, and he played there for a little bit of time. And I'm like, this is so cool. I got like the best player on the Cardinals. And I think I maybe gotten the Vince Coleman rookie card in there too. And that was like a hot card at that point. And we were just like, for whatever reason, I always like pull that card out of a couple packs. I always have like tons of those. I think I had like 10 or 12 of them, not knowing that they really weren't rare. I just got like the same correlation over time, because there were some cards I never got. I never got the regular Pete Rose card. I only got like the series where they kind of like go back in time showing all of his cards. But that was my first memory. It was 86 tops, getting those. And then probably my favorite set, I think, from that era was 86 tops football. Bears just had won the Super Bowl, so I'm like, okay, now I want to buy football cards because the baseball cards are starting to like
that's just one
shelves. And it was 86 tops football. So, and I think I had like 6 Jerry Rice rookies at one point, and I just ended up with just one at this point in my collection.
McMahon,
yeah, so it wasn't a bad one to do that. So when did you return to the hobby? Like, when did you stop and when did you kind of return?
When did I stop? I would say probably 95, 96. And then we started last year. So we're coming up on a year in March, Jake. March is our first, will be a year on YouTube. So we're not even a year yet.
Wow, and I think you have more followers than I do at this point, but that's pretty fantastic. So you had a pretty successful channel so far.
That guy over there.
Yeah. Well, what brought you back in? Like after all that time, what kind of drew you back in? Clearly, you're in it for the long haul now. Just looking at everything behind you.
I think we redid the basement, and then just moving stuff around, found the cards, and he was at that age where he was curious enough to understand what things were. So probably around 7 or 8. Figure almost 8, yeah. So he was kind of understood. We watched sports, so he understood what sports was about, and he just started sports. So I would think that just finding it in the closet, the box that he's going through actually right now, he's on the floor with the same box.
And those were your cards when you were.
Once you said childhood cards, he grabbed the whole thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. I don't really have anything
right now.
At some point, I moved it all on except for the football. So I still have the 86 tops football set that I had from a kid. And I was able to put that together myself at that point, which was fun. And I think that's when I first started collecting sets, was probably with that. And then with 87 tops, I put that together too.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to find the one tops card in 87 tops that eluded me like forever. Was a player nobody like remembers. It was Billy Joe Rubidoux for the Milwaukee Brewers. And I remember being so excited to find it, even though like he was, I don't know if he was still even playing by the time I found it in 88. It was such an obscure player at that point, but it was so cool.
There's a few players that I remember that I will never forget, like Chris Sabo from the Reds with the glasses. He's one that always sticks in my mind. And then there was I don't know if it was Steinbach or Staubach from the Oakland A's, the catcher.
Yeah, Terry Steinbach.
Yeah. He always stays in my mind.
There wasn't 82 Topps one of your favorites?
82? That's yeah. But yeah, the McGuire card was always the chase card. You know, that was always like the holy grail.
The 85 Topps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have his rookie card, rated rookie.
Yeah.
The Donruss one.
Yeah.
The 87 Donruss set, that's a great junk wax set. But it's like hard to find stuff like it's perfectly centered on those cards.
We just picked up these two yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they're in the
Puckett. I just remember whenever the White Sox would be playing the Twins and hearing the announcer kind of call out his name. Yeah. That's always how I remember like Kirby is just the announcer announcing him coming in there.
What else do we have? We just picked this up. Here's another nice 80s card.
Billy Ripken.
Saw cut FF.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick that up.
I remember going on my bicycle and using this money I got for my birthday in 89 and going all the way down to the convenience store. That was not the closest one, but the one I knew that had 89 Fleer. So I was going to go there, rode my bike there, which felt like forever, which in reality, it was like half a mile. But when you're a kid, half a mile feels like forever, right? Just to get that. And I bought every card they had, every pack they had at that point with the money I had. And I pulled one, but it was the corrected version with a little black box on there. The one that like doesn't have a lot of value at the end of the day. And I got a completely miscut Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. So it was like not the best use of my, I think at that point probably was $25, but you know, $25 back in 89 goes a long way.
Still buy boxes of the 89 Fleer, right?
Yeah.
They're like $15. You buy a whole box.
I'll show them. This is an 89, but it's 88.
88.
We still, we still have a.
This is 88 score.
88
oh
score.
yeah.
Still have a
We're
whole
still
box.
opening packs of these.
Still have a whole box of it.
We do pack
Those were
off.
fun to pull too. I remember getting those packs and thinking they were really cool. The glossy fronts and backs.
We're gonna do a pack off on the show.
Yeah, while we're talking, guys.
Okay.
See who will win.
My favorite player from that era is Cal Ripken, so I get that card if you guys pull it.
Joe Carter.
I'm just kidding.
Come on, man.
Jack Clark.
You got the worst one ever.
I think you might beat me. Steve Garvey, Tommy John.
Absolutely no one.
No one
Shoot.
either. Roberto Kelly, your guy. Jake got a Roberto Kelly autograph the other day.
Yeah. No, months ago. Dad.
Oh yeah, months ago at the card show. That's right.
Feels like
You know what really catches me about these cards? I don't like the fronts, but these backs are just good.
He likes the backs.
No, like it says the stats and it has the great picture and it's all white. It's just
that was a pretty significant innovation actually at that time to have colored pictures on the back of the cards and have a glossy back. That was the first set to do it. Yeah.
Donnie
printed so much of it. Yeah.
Yep.
I love the purple bordered cards.
Yeah.
In there.
And
when you got like the yellows and oranges, I'm like, what are we doing here? You know, like I don't love those as much. But I like the purple bordered ones. Yeah.
Show my box.
But yeah, you're bringing me back to memories now. I used to do the paper route, roll the papers in the morning, Saturday mornings. You know, they used to get dropped off 5 a.m. I used to go in the basement, put them all together, get them all set up. You know, watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Saved by the Bell or Pee-wee's Playhouse or all that stuff.
Did you watch This Week in Baseball? Would it be on during the day?
So one of my big hits was the Ozzie Smith.
Yes, that's one of my favorite cards from that set.
Or what was the Channel 4 NBA show we used to watch? I used to watch that all the time. I forget the
like Inside the
NBC.
NBA or whatever it was.
NBC,
I can't remember what it was.
And the backs.
Yeah.
And then I do have, I forgot.
Ahmad Rashad is the host, right?
Rashad, yeah.
Let me check if Donnie's in here right now.
All right, you check.
Looking for Donnie Baseball.
Yeah. What else? Any new pickups lately?
Yeah, actually it kind of fits into, so I left the hobby about like 92. I may have bought a couple packs in 93. I was in high school, and I kind of got into other things. I was buying CDs and things like that, music and all that stuff. So I left it then, and I kind of came back briefly when I was finishing college, and right before I went back to graduate school. So I started buying at the end of 2000 was the year I bought a good amount of product, and I was buying it from retail stores, not really kind of knowing at that time hobby boxes were going to be better deals or whatever. And I just thought it was luck that I was pulling autographs from some hobby packs, and I was having bad luck with retail, not knowing the odds, right? Funny story with that is I would go to this hobby store that was maybe about 15 minutes from the house here or whatever, and they had, remember Fleer Greats of the Game, that set that was in 2000, 2001, 2002, whatever, and it was full of retired player autographs.
Okay.
And I went in there and I bought packs. I bought one pack from there because I thought it was kind of an interesting proposition. I might get something. I pulled out a Ron Guidry autograph. So I went back and bought a couple more, just thinking okay, maybe I'll get a couple more autographs. And I pulled out a Darrell Evans autograph and a Lee Smith autograph. So then I was in the store shortly thereafter, and they were asking, they were talking about that product, and someone mentioned I don't know who's gotten any autos out of this thing. There's supposed to be 3 autos in there. I'm like, oh, I did. I took it home and I was I got the 3 autos. So I shouldn't buy any more packs now. There's no more autos in there. Is what you're telling me at this point. And I guess I just told your customer that too. So no more autos in that box. You have to go get the one that's unopened. But
yeah,
the end of that year. So the end of that year, at this time, they would release the 2001 products. They would release the products the next year, a little bit early. And if you remember 2001, the base set was the anniversary, the 50th anniversary. And we talked about this back over the summer where they started releasing the gold cards. So I really enjoyed them at that point, but I never really assembled a set or anything of them. But I started trying to, when I came back into the hobby, I was trying to get all the stars and Hall of Famers. So this is Cal Ripken right here, which was card number 1, his last card as a player. But the big cards in there, and I've shown these before, were the rookies in the trade series, Albert Pujols. That card looks familiar. Traded series.
Oh wait, Dad, the
he's got the
Ichiro. And then the one I just got was this.
Oh,
was
nice.
The dual rookie there. So I was able to get those and just kind of finish off. I have 4 more cards I want to get for the project I'm working on 2001, but they're insane prices, and they're not Hall of Famers. Really? I'm not going to pay $50 for Jose Canseco. Sorry, no. But yeah, that was kind of the big pickup recently.
How much is it?
So someone was selling for $50, and it's really probably $8. So I'm waiting for it to go to auction. So you got the Jeter recently, so that's funny because
that's sweet.
I sent you a care package, and that might look familiar. A little holiday care package, but so you might have one for father and son.
Oh, this was from him?
No.
Which grade is that one?
This is a 6.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
It's odd because that's the same grade that the other one has I put in the care package.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I do have I really never knew who Dennis Eckersley was or what he did, but I knew he was a Hall of Famer. And then once we started pulling packs, I got a whole box. I basically got a whole box of it, and I basically try to complete the whole set.
So he does it by color, because we opened so many packs.
I do it by rainbow.
Mm-hmm. Rainbow.
But the thing is, here, I'll show you. Hold on, let me show you. So I put all the good cards in the back.
You only sleeve the good ones.
Yeah. Well, I sleeve the good ones.
All right, just take 2.
All right. So
what you got there, Jake?
Wire. I'll give you the really good ones. Bo Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
Pick one.
This is a big one.
That's a cool one.
Just going.
Yeah.
What you got there? Is it the Rocket?
This one? You show that one.
Donnie Baseball.
You show one and I'll show one.
Oh, I forgot about that card. This of Jack Clark's the other player on there, right?
Jack Clark.
I used Jack Clark recently for an answer on the Immaculate Grid.
I still haven't tried that yet. Now, is that?
Yeah, I was trying to find a player that played for like the Red Sox and the Giants. And like, oh, there you go.
Do you do it every day?
Yeah, I got into it every day. Yeah, and I do pretty well actually, by and large.
What is it, an app or is it a website you got to go on?
Yeah, it's just to go to a website. It's through
Reggie Jackson
Baseball Reference, and you can just sign up to get daily emails when the grid goes live.
Oh, nice.
And it's been a lot of fun just kind of doing it. Kind of pushes my memory a bit to kind of remember some of these ball players that fit the criteria that you're trying to select.
Learn something new. Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea is to try and like get ones that are rare. So get like obviously get them all right first. So get like 9 out of 9, and then try to get guys that are more obscure. And here's a little hint for you guys that actually play this game. If you know your ball players from the 30s, 40s, maybe 20s, 30s, and 40s, if you know those players and you know their careers, and you put them in there, nobody picks them. It's like whenever I put a Lefty Grove in there as an answer, which he's an answer for a lot of them, it's usually like a rarity score of like 2% or less. And this is like a huge Hall of Famer, right? So you don't even like need to know your players from this era. You need to know the Hall of Famers, and you can get some good answers. So
also it goes
there you
by
go. Yeah, those are guys from the 20s, 30s, and 40s.
So it goes by what everybody else puts in.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll actually change throughout the day too. I noticed my score shifted towards the end of the day when I checked it again. So like today's was kind of interesting. They had a new category on there that I never done before. It really kind of pissed me off actually when I saw it first. So it was the grid was, so on the one end you had players who played shortstop a minimum of 1 game. Another one you had players who catched a minimum of 1 game, and they intersected at one point. So you had to name a player that played at least 1 game at shortstop, 1 game at catcher. And so that was the one I was like, oh, you suck. You're just trying to piss everybody off. So nobody wants to play this game anymore.
Yeah.
But I got it. But I had to really think about it. And it was actually kind of I remember this ball player like do all the positions in 1 game, I think, but I don't remember if he ever did all 9, but I think they tried to. Yeah. Fortunately, he did. So it was Jose Oquendo, if you remember him, who used to play for the Cardinals back in like the 80s, early 90s. So, but yeah, it kind of pissed me off when I saw that one.
Every morning it comes out?
Every morning, yeah. At least around my time, it's around like just after 8 o'clock. So probably like just after 9 o'clock for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Jason thinks he stinks at it. Well, I just gave him some hints. Maybe if you, Jason, if you start collecting the Diamond Star sets, you get a lot of history right there of the guys that played in the 1930s into the early 40s. So.
But, how you doing with the Diamond Stars? Good?
Yeah, actually, I put a video out there like a couple weeks ago, just where I'm at to date. And it's just like I'm right around 1/3 of it. I have like 35 unique cards. I have 36 total. So if I were not to get like the super rare high numbers that are actually repeated players from the lower series, I am just over 1/3. If I include them in it, I'm like just under 1/3. So I guess I'll worry about that problem when I get to it. If I want to get a fucking Bill Dickey card or, you know, things like that are super expensive because they were actually in less demand than the cards in the earlier series with the lower numbers. But yeah, I actually got a few at the show that I was at in November. I got 3 from the same guy, and they were all like mid-grade. So I was actually really happy with them, and they were all commons, but they were pretty much what I would pay for it on eBay. So
yeah,
kind of happy picking them up for, between, I guess, about 40
we just
to
picked one up too.
So you got a Diamond Star?
Yeah.
I have a Diamond Star and Mickey Mantle, actually. No, it's really hard to say, but I only have one dumb.
That's a great pickup. I am not going to the Strongville show.
It's really hard to
but
say.
Not heading out there.
It's really hard to say, but I only have one dumb.
Nice.
There you go. We can show dueling cards.
Dual
I got this one at the National this summer.
Yeah.
Is yours the one with the white socks or without the socks?
What does yours have? On the front, you mean?
With the socks.
What's that? With the socks.
With the socks? Okay. I think the last release took the socks off. So like the 36 version of this card, because he changed teams after that. So I can't remember who he went to, but he is one of the original White Sox All-Stars in the 1933 All-Star game, which was at Comiskey Park, along with Jimmy Dykes was the other guy. And I think it was just 2 from the White Sox, I think, that year. But so I have Jimmy Dykes in here somewhere, but he's got a kind of a cool looking card too. But
you have your care package here, so be on the lookout for this black box.
Okay, you got it. Yeah. Here's the other White Sox All-Star from that year, Jimmy Dykes. So, yeah.
Nice.
So when you got back into the hobby, what brought you to vintage focus versus modern focus? I know you have some modern cards, but what brought you to vintage? And Jake, for you too.
Yeah, last slide.
Yeah, probably my dad's collection. Just going off of that, trying to complete the set, and then just find
67, right?
67, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing with 67 so far?
I would say we need probably like 80 cards.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we just picked
I'm
up
sure
Shannon
in that final series, right?
Yeah, Shannon and Calavito and Tommy John we just picked up. So it's just like here and there's. Yep.
Yeah, the Calavito, I love that card. I think it's kind of a cool image of him. It's not with one of the teams. He's really kind of, well, I guess he's remembered as an Indian too. Yeah, Indian and Tiger. Yeah. So before he went to the White Sox, which nobody remembers him as a White Sox, which if you're looking for a player that played in Cleveland and Chicago with the White Sox for the Immaculate Grid, Rocky Calavito, not a lot of people are going to pick that one. So another hint. So. Yeah, me too, Jason. Yeah. Happy with those. There's 3 White Sox Hall of Fame cards in that set. Yeah. Ooh, you finally got it.
Yeah.
Is that
we
2?
got this one. And we got the Carew signed, the auto.
You have an autographed Carew? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't.
And then we got the Ernie Banks auto.
Yeah. Somewhere in there I got Carew. Yeah. Not autographed though, but
yeah.
Got Dick Allen's brother on there. So Dick Allen brothers card. So.
What else? Yeah, we've been picking up a lot of 48 Bowman's autographed.
Thanks, Dre, for stopping in. Kind of wish everybody a holiday season. Hit the like button.
Yes, happy holidays, everybody.
And Dre, thank you for the backpack again. I appreciate that. I'm happy I won your little competition by picking against your Kansas City Chiefs that night.
Thanks, Dre. Yeah, 67.
Yep, Yastrzemski's Triple Crown season. Yep. And the St. Louis Cardinals World Series championship that year.
Yeah. Who was it the year before? Frank Robinson?
Frank Robinson. Yep, with Baltimore. Ralph Kiner autographed rookie. Ooh.
Yeah, Ralph Kiner. There it is.
How'd you do on your cards that came back from PSA from 48 Bowman that you had all the autographs
Not
on?
back yet.
Really? Oh, wow. Man, they take their time.
It's going to be like 4 or 5 months. I think it actually says...
Ooh.
That's something new at PSA where it says it on the side now. I think it says March.
Don't ever expect to see your cards again. Is that what they says? I still need that card. Yogi and Stan. So those are the ones hoping to be able to kind of this year finish that set. So that's right. You got that one. You'll be showing me that picture. That's what are some of your big pickups this year, right? That you got?
Yeah, this was a big pickup for us this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much bigger than that when you get Lou Gehrig, right? From a Gaudy, from the 33 Gaudy, no less.
And this guy.
Wow. Is that the big one you wanted to show me, or you still got one that's all wrapped up there?
The big one's in here. We haven't opened it yet. We're gonna open it live. We're gonna open it live.
You're gonna open it live. Wow.
And we just picked this up.
Everybody. So. Oh, sweet. Yeah.
It's our first Babe playing days.
I have none. Babe Ruth playing days. Okay. Drum roll, please. Hopefully that's not too loud for everybody, but
no, I don't need to do it.
Sure.
Yes.
My Raiders.
Let me guess what it is. It is a Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce dual autographed card.
What if it actually is? I got
Let me give you a little start. You got it?
Jason, I am very familiar with that card. In fact, I'll let Jake and RJ share what they got there, and then I might show you just how familiar I am with that card.
He's got it. He's getting it.
Hey, he doesn't need a box cutter when you have your son there.
I'm just holding it while you.
Jason want to know what grade your Babe Ruth was. That was a 1, right? That you showed us? The SGC 1?
Wait. We got a few cards.
No. That's just protective.
So you guys are big Yankee fans. I'm going to guess that it's Joe D. The 1938 Gaudy. Joe DiMaggio is my guess for you guys. My real guess, not the other one I gave you.
I'll put it.
Take it out of the thing, dude. Take it out of the wrapper.
Wait, you don't want to see?
The suspense is killing the audience.
This is a reveal. First time we're seeing this.
No.
He's excited.
Oh, no, I guess you'll never see that card again. He left.
Hurry up. Put it in the box.
Sure, no, okay.
Oh, my God.
I just assume it's like this every time there's a card that's delivered at this point.
So you see, with the care package, what happens?
Yeah.
Where you going? Oh, you want to go over here?
All right.
Yeah.
Is it upside down?
Big reveal. Dun, 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 dun.
I'll show you the back.
Jake's college education is gone, but in return they have. Ooh. That looks like the back of a Leaf card, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. And you're big Yankee fans, so I think it's one of two guys.
I'll tell you. Can I tell them who it is?
No, show.
Okay. 5, 4,
it's all you from
3,
here.
2, 1.
Oh, it's not what I thought it was. Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
In the man auto.
We're
doing the whole set. So now we have
usual rookie card.
So now we have 29 out of the 48.
If you guys want to trade a Musial Playing Days audio for that one, I'm happy to offer you the 63 Topps autographed one for that.
This is my first time seeing it, so. Yeah, we'll show.
Congratulations. That is so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're just going to get all those autographed, right?
We're in talks for the Rizzuto now.
Yeah, okay. So I got the Rizzuto the last couple months, but not autographed. So
yeah.
I'm surprised at the Yogi.
We actually just tonight picked up from our buddy Gordy, who was going to be on, but he's doing his own live right now on TikTok. We picked up a 1948 Bowman Allie Reynolds. Allie Reynolds PSA 8.5. And
it's autographed too?
No, not autographed.
Oh, yeah.
You put that one?
I the ungraded one up at the show in November, so I got that one picked up.
Yeah.
I'll send it in because it looks pretty good. It's not gonna be 8.5.
Yeah,
maybe a 4.
I just got it because it was an 8.5.
All right, so since Jason told me to check out the 1911 Mecha double folder of Ed Walsh, I'm gonna go check that out, and I'll be right back.
Thanks, guys. I'll show you a few others while we're sitting. Oh, here he is.
I didn't have to go very far.
Yeah.
It's right here, so this is the card that Jason is recommending people kind of check out for, I guess, White Sox fans out there to be able to pick up an Ed Walsh card.
Ed Walsh.
Yeah, it's cool. So it's got his catcher on the back, which I think was Frank Payne, I think is the other player that's on there. They got a little bit of stats on there too. So that was the first big purchase I did when getting back into the hobby. So I've since purchased other things that were as valuable as that, but it took me a lot of guts to kind of muster up the gusto to be able to kind of say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I can justify it. Hello, God is great.
God is great.
Thank you for joining us. What time is it in Japan at this point? I see you commenting quite a bit in our videos, immediately. I'm like, when do you sleep in Japan?
What else? We got a few others.
Again, this is open mic. If anybody wants to jump in, I'll put it in there again. So if anybody wants to hit the link there, you can go in the weight room. We'll let you in.
We just picked up a Satchel Paige auto.
Whoa. You guys are killing it, man. And you've been in it for just a year, and you're just picking up epic items.
This is probably my favorite card right now, though.
Batman?
Batman #1 rookie.
Nice.
Love it. What do you want to show?
So I was pulling some random packs. I'm not. This isn't the 90 Griffey, but the John Franco. Have you ever seen these?
No.
So the funny thing about
they're kind of tiny cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
stickers.
The funny thing about these are they're made in Italy.
They're made by Panini?
No,
they used to be
they're made
right?
they're made by Panini in Italy.
What is it?
John Franco. I do have the second year Griffey though.
Nice.
Sweet.
And also I did pull some of these Peachy 1991 Peachy, and I got a dollar strawberry.
Sweet.
So we went to a local antique store, and actually Jake found these. I had nothing to do with it. He said, "Dad, there's cards locked up in a case over there." And I said, "Oh, okay." So we got a few just to see if they were real. So we got the 1922 American Caramel E121s. And we got...
They were just sitting in the antique store?
They were just in a box, in a cigar box.
Oh, my God.
Wow. They're cut, so it's evidence of trimming. I probably should have got just graded authentic, but there's 7 of them, and we'll probably go back for the other ones. Hopefully they're still there.
Was there any, big stars?
So the biggest stars, we got Sisler, Rawlings, Joe
Bush.
Bush.
A big star?
Ed Roush, Walter Males.
Tris Speaker.
So these are the 2 big ones.
You have Tris Speaker too?
Tris Speaker.
Wow. I heard 3 Hall of Famers so far.
And Grover Cleveland Alexander.
Well, you have 4 Hall of Famers out of that little box you picked up.
And there's still about 10 more that are left there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That was a good find.
Oh my God. Well, it blows my antique find out of the water that I had up in Michigan.
That was all Jake too.
October,
all Jake.
No, I think that's Jake's find then. So.
It's a Jake find. Yeah. Raiders are killing it.
No, I really don't.
So I saw there's a few VRs out there. We're going to start getting back into it, but I saw there's a few VRs that were pretty good. Peter B. cards from your birth year. Have you done that one yet?
No, I saw that one. Yeah, it
Yeah,
would
I'm
all be
gonna try that
77 tops for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna do 3D 80s kids got one. And then I saw that Signs of the Pastime, your pickup of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
Like
one
I just
too.
shared those with you. Yeah. The gold cards. Jason wants to know if a Harry Hooper was in there in that lot that you saw of those American caramels.
Okay, one sec. Say again?
Jason wanted to know if you found a Harry Hooper amongst those American caramel cards.
Probably. There was at least 10 left there.
Yeah. So Jason, you got to drive up to New Jersey.
Jason, get in touch with us. We'll go this weekend again.
If you're going this weekend.
Yeah, we are going this weekend.
Actually, no, are we going? Oh, yeah, this weekend.
Yeah.
So what are you on the lookout for this coming year? You know, what are some of the things you want to do with your collections, guys?
So since we started, we've definitely transitioned from, I don't know, just like player runs that we used to do to stuff like, just on-card autos. That's all we've been doing now is on-card autos. So just anything on-card is what we've been doing. So just a few pickups recently. Eddie Lopat. So we're just going to continue this. Eddie Lopat. Okay. Nolan.
Nice.
Yeah, but
69 is a cool image. I love the 69, 70 Nolan Ryan.
Well, Barry Sanders.
Wait, Dad, can I show my biggest card?
That's right sweet.
Yeah. And then a little nostalgia. Little chips. You got to remember chips.
Oh yeah, it was kind of glaring a little bit. Yeah.
Just stuff like that. But yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to finish off a couple of the sets you're working on then. On addition to that,
sets because we only need commons for the 67 and the 52. We got the 52. We clipped this off, so we got that. So now we just need the mantle, and I think we're just down to commons.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing 52 Bowman too.
Yeah,
well, I think you did mention that. Yeah,
we got a lot of.
Yeah.
This is our new. Yeah.
You mentioned 52. Like I think this past year, I've really fallen in love with 52 tops, which I've never disliked. But the more cards I've acquired, and I even put some in for grading this year too. Yeah. I'm like, this is a set where I could feel comfortable working on it and never completing it, which I think that would probably be the outcome of it. But I think they're my favorite tops card of that era. I didn't think that when I originally, but the more I've obtained, I think they're just beautiful at that point. The more I kind of see them, and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So I just love those cards from the early 50s, going back into the early 40s too, just kind of seeing the progression. By the time they go to the smaller cards, by 57, I'm like, I'm still like them, but I'm not as interested as the large cards. I like those a lot. And the smaller Bowman cards, I love the disparities in sizes and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a new thing for me, is this just grading stuff this year. So that was a lot of fun.
You graded a lot?
I did an order over the summer, and I just did one here in the fall. Got it back just last weekend. So I did that. Trying to think, I had some Bowman colors and stuff in there that I was trying to get graded for my set. Nothing too crazy. Probably the one that came back with the highest grade that I was pleased with. I'll pull it out here in a second if I can find it. Here he is. I had a Ted Williams card that I picked up at a card show the previous year. That I thought at some point I wanted to get graded, so I sent it in. It came back at 5.5, so I was pretty pleased with it. So that was pretty successful purchase. It was the same purchase I did when I picked up the 53 Bowman color Whitey Ford. It was the same dealer. So,
all right. So my biggest pickup probably this year. Okay. So I'll show you the back.
Oh yeah, we just picked this up. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Take it out of the plastic.
So I'm gonna cover this.
Come on.
So it's an Aaron Judge rated rookie card. Go back.
Ooh.
So it's It's a really cool card. It's actually an orange card.
It's orange variation.
It's orange variation of his rookie, but it's also autoed. Rookie autograph, Aaron Judge.
Wow. Congratulations.
His new favorite card.
Yeah.
That is your guy, right, Aaron Judge? Now, are you going to become more of a Juan Soto fan now that he's in pinstripes? Or are you going to stick with Aaron Judge?
We picked up his rookie.
I guess you could like both of them. Yeah, just as much.
Let's see what Juan Soto will do next year.
Hopefully Yamamoto too, rookie.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's on the White Sox next year.
Did he sign yet? Oh, wait, Dad, did Mitchell see about how we put Roberto on the tree?
No. We'll send him a picture. Right. This is our new
Roberto Clemente in the tree.
Yeah, we took our Roberto keychain and put it on the tree this year.
I put some of these gold cards in the tree last week as a kind of a funny picture. I put it out there, I think, on Instagram, but I don't know if I put it on YouTube. But
you'll be getting one.
Those are my gold decorations for the Christmas tree. So
yeah, it's our first time with a card on the tree, so that's pretty cool. You'll be getting one of these.
Oh, sweet!
This is our new card that we finally got made. And then it's got our QR code on the back for the YouTube channel.
Jason is very pleased with your pickups. So.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. It's been fun.
And Jason, I'm grateful that you're getting enjoyment out of the Jim Cott autograph. So
let me show you the Jim Cott. We were deciding whether or not to send it in, but we don't know if we're gonna.
I got an autograph of Jim. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I got his autograph back in March. I was able to meet him in person. So
nice guy.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I got that card autographed as well. So
nice.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy. He was wearing a Minnesota Twins sweatshirt. So I asked him, like, where's your Washington Senators sweatshirt or your White Sox sweatshirt? One of the other teams you may have represented at some point in your career. So.
I'm trying to see the high grade that we got back last week. We did an SGC submission. And we got a nice high grade back. Highest grade we've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah?
And 9.
On a vintage card?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you could say it's a vintage card, but it's definitely a nice card.
Phenomenal. Oh, yeah, the Dan Marino.
Dan Marino rookie and a 9.
Beautiful, beautiful card.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No, you can't.
I love doing the raw and grading.
I'm gotten into it. I've gotten into it. Now, my last order was just kind of like getting some cards from like childhood or cards I've had for 20, 30 years graded. So some of them are like terrible. That's probably the last one I'll kind of show you to kind of like give an example of like the condition of them is I picked this one up. It was my very, very, very first Topps card, 54 Topps card. And I think I got it maybe like for $10, but I knew this had a problem at the time. So here's the 54 Duke Schneider, and it's a 1. But the reason I kind of like this one, I still submitted it, is you could tell it was played with by a kid. And they probably liked it, but at some point they realized, oh, crap, I just did something to deface a card that may have some value. They wrote CF in there. So like position, center field on there below his name. I don't know, because they probably needed to know what position he played. They didn't want to turn over and look at the back. So then they like started trying to erase it. So then it like, you know, the writing alone, right, would take it down a few grades, right, and have the mark designation of some sort. And then they went and erased it, which took it down a few more grades, which is kind of funny. But that was kind of like the lot of cards I kind of put in once that like were far from perfect, except for, you know, like I put in some nice looking 52 cards, and then the usual the Williams did pretty well. But
yeah, that's cool. We got a video. You got any videos coming out?
I've been doing updates on my sets. So I've just kind of been showing like where I've been doing so far. So I still have to do the 53 Bowman color to put out there. So I'll try to get that in. I have family coming in soon, so I probably won't have a lot of time to do it. or the privacy to do it. So I'm going to try and get that out maybe this weekend to kind of show you where I'm at. And I've gotten all the Hall of Fame cards that I have so far graded because I just got them back from SGC. So it'll be kind of nice, like kind of like seeing them all together and having those in there and encased and with the grade on in there. So it'll be kind of fun. So hopefully I won't finish that one next year because I think I'm going to try and knock out the 48 Bowman first.
How many more you got?
It will probably be a surprise to me just because I'll be having to put so much money down for the Pee Wee Reese and also for the Mickey Mantle because I still need those two guys. So I have just over 100 of them. So I'm down to like 60 cards, but like there's some inexpensive Hall of Famers and there's still some expensive ones. So beautiful Mickey Mantle, I'd be happy to pick that up. But so I always kind of wait on the Mickeys because I'm just like
always good to complete the set and then just wait.
I'm kind of like it bothers me that his cards are so expensive. I'm like all these other great Hall of Famers in the same era don't cost nearly as much. Like the Stand Usual was like going to be a fourth of what it's going to cost to pick up that card. It just drives me nuts. I know he's like a hobby darling, and obviously he was a great ball player, all-time great and everything, but it just drives me crazy. Like, why is Mickey Mantle so much more than these guys? It drives me nuts. So it's like a silent protest that I have that I always pick up that card last for sets if he's in it. Makes no sense, but
just photocopy it and put it in. You'd be fine.
There you go. Just get a fake one. Yeah. So I think we are actually kind of running up on the end of the hour here. So we're kind of about in my time about 8:29. So we're pretty much near the end of the hour here. So any final thoughts as we kind of wrap up the last?
We're just finishing editing we're just finishing editing our Yogi Berra trip to his museum. So keep an eye out for that. That should be out. Yeah, my daughter's got editing it, and that was a few weeks back. So we got that, and then actually we're going to do that's going to be one of our questions on our VR. It's going to be favorite card you have bought and graded that has come back, whatever you graded it with, PSA or SGC. If you haven't graded, then what's your favorite card you bought raw recently?
Yeah, I think I got mine already.
Yeah.
You want to see my answer? So I think I've showed you the card before. And it's not even like a super high grade. I was just really pleased to get it back. And I thought it was just kind of a beautiful card when I picked it up at the time.
Oh, nice.
I was really happy when it came back. I was worried like whether it was even authentic. I think at first when I bought the card, so I was like pleased, obviously, that was not a problem. And then it came back. It's a really good grade. But I think that was probably my favorite one. So
that's nice.
Another one for the VR official VR. So
that's our Yogi case right there. Right there.
In that general vicinity of your
whole case is right next to the balls. That's all Yogi.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I thought about time to wrap up. I will be doing a year-end video. I don't know if it'll be a recorded video or if I'll do it like I did last year, where it was a live stream. I did it on New Year's Eve last year, so I don't know if I'll end up doing it then again or not, but it'll just kind of be doing highlights of the year and the things I'm looking forward to for the coming year. So be on the lookout either for an invitation for a live stream or a recorded video. So you'll watch that. So have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for joining in the chat. It was kind of nice hearing from everybody. So
and a happy new year. It's been fun.